Welcome to This Week in Orthodoxy, the world's only online video newscast focused on events in the life of the Orthodox Church. I'm Emmy Louveris. In news from around the globe, our top story this week comes from Istanbul, where primates and high-ranking bishops from all Eastern Orthodox churches are meeting at the invitation of Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew of Constantinople. Issues to be discussed are of pressing importance to the entire church, including the plight of Orthodox Christians in the Middle East, the situation in Ukraine, and plans for a Great and Holy Council. Although disagreements, especially between Moscow and Constantinople, have prevented plans to bring all Orthodox jurisdictions together, an effort underway since the 70s, the upcoming meeting will lay plans for the creation of such a council. And from the conflict in Ukraine, many images of Orthodox clergy taking a public stand against violence have gone viral. A particularly powerful example of peacemaking made its way to the front page of newspapers around the world. As Russian forces entered Ukraine, Archimandrite Gabriel Anisimov and 5 priests from the Ukraine Orthodox Church stood between Russian Federation armored troops and Ukrainian troops to prevent bloodshed. The standoff lasted 21 hours, with the fellow clergy and monks holding vigil, chanting hymns, reading the Psalms, and exhorting the troops. According to Father Gabriel's post on Facebook, at one point, high-caliber Russian guns were aimed directly at him. As the unit prepared to advance, Father Gabriel held up his cross and shouted, "Are you moving against your brothers in faith and baptism? Brothers, stop." Ultimately, the troops stood down and the situation diffused. Next up, a new fresco in the Serbian Orthodox Church of Christ's Resurrection in Montenegro's capital has triggered attention and controversy. The fresco depicts the apocalypse and the Last Judgment and allegedly shows the late Yugoslav dictator Tito drowning in the fires of hell, along with Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, authors of the Communist Manifesto. More than 20 million Christians, most of them Orthodox, were murdered by communist governments in the 20th century. And our next story comes from Moscow, where more than 1 billion rubles, or about $27.5 million in donations, have been collected for the construction of 18 new Orthodox churches, according to reports in Russian media. In 2010, the city government of Moscow announced Program 200, a project to build 200 Orthodox churches in the next 10 to 15 years, with the ultimate goal being to provide Orthodox believers in the densest populated areas of the city easy foot access to the nearest church. Moscow is giving the land and fast-tracking building approval, but the building funds themselves are coming from private donors. And finally, some good news from Turkey. On Saturday, March the 1st, the very first hierarchical liturgy since 1922 was celebrated in the city of Bursa. His Eminence Metropolitan Elpidoforos presided over the Divine Liturgy, as well as celebrated an Artoklesia service in thanksgiving for the occasion. Although conditions remain difficult for Turkey's Orthodox minority, the Ecumenical Patriarchate is making concerted efforts to reopen and use historic churches throughout the country. Coming up, the Orthodox Christian Mission Center, OCMC, is looking for Spanish-speaking individuals to participate in its mission trip to San Esteban, Mexico on July 5th. San Esteban is a village of approximately 1,000 native Aztec Orthodox Christians northwest of Mexico City and is surrounded by 10 other Orthodox villages, some of which are only accessible by foot or burro. Visit ocmc.org for more information. And the IOCC, International Orthodox Christian Charities, is accepting internship applications until March the 10th from college students and recent graduates. Opportunities are available in fundraising at the main office in Baltimore, in leadership of U.S. programs at the field office in Minneapolis, and in IOCC's humanitarian efforts in Greece at the field office in Athens. For more information, visit iocc.org. And in news from OCN, we're now in the Lenten season, and come receive the light. OCN's nationally syndicated weekly radio program is featuring a 4-part series with renowned Orthodox theologian and popular author Metropolitan Kallistos Ware. Topics to be covered include prayer, fasting, almsgiving, and scripture memorization. Be sure to listen in to Come Receive the Light throughout the month of March by simply logging on to myocn.net. And that's it for this week in Orthodoxy. Until next time, let's go forth in peace. For everyone here at the OCN studios, I'm Emmy Louverist.